Joe, did you believe that the Red Sox were stealing signs last series in August?
You know, I'm not going to comment on, what's been written or any of that, but this has been a concern of mine in baseball for a long time, and what we do to, try to combat the catchers having to go out all the time. It's something that I've been speaking up about a long time, that headsets are needed. There has to be a way to protect signs, and stealing signs has been part of the game for a long, long time. Signs, location, and a lot of different things. And it's something in baseball I think we need to try to help on, because we're talking about the pace of play, and the pace of play is slowed down because of this.
Brett Gardner essentially said it is a game within a game. Teams do it, but when another team uses electronics, that goes over the line. Do you view it that way?
Well, again, I don't really want to comment much on this situation, but electronics is the world we live in today. It's changed the world we live in, and it will continue to change as we move on. But again, there has to be something that a catcher and a pitcher and the middle infielders can do to combat all this. That's, the footballs went to a headset. Now, they've talked about they don't know how feasible that is in the game of baseball, but I think we have to try something.
So, Joe, is if you're stealing signs and it's just in the normal, using your eyes and whatever, is that okay? But using
I think
electronics, is that okay?
I think players doing things on the field is okay. That's something that we talked to our catchers, and it was a focus of ours in spring training about having multiple signs and not having to run out to the mound. And I still get irritated when they have to run out to the mound today, because I think it just slows the game down, and you want to put a pitcher in a rhythm. But again, this has been going on. I read some things on it where they were talking about, 75, 80 years ago, teams were doing this. I was like, really? It's the world we live in. It's the competitive world that we live in, that every team's always trying to get an advantage.
But the electronics is the problem.
Well,
it's just not talking about necessarily about the Red Sox, but in general, if it's...
I think electronics makes things easier, more accessible, and more dangerous.
Yeah, but you also think that electronics could help solve it?
Yes, I do. If you can use electronics for, other things, I think we ought to be able to use it somehow in the game to communicate where it's just, a few people knowing.
You expressed that before. What did people say is not feasible about it?
Well, they just don't know how comfortable people would be with like an earpiece, and then someone has to have something to talk, and so I didn't know, I know could you text it between two guys? I don't know. But there has to be something, because I sure the heck don't want to be holding up large signs and flipping the signs around, and I don't want to be doing that.
Joe, have you seen the video?
No.
Joe, how much do you think that stealing signs affects the outcome of particular at-bats or outcome of games?
I think it can be substantial at times, yeah.
Joe, the report said that John Farrell and Dave Dombrowski weren't aware, or that the players said that they weren't aware of this operation going on. Do you think it's even possible that a manager wouldn't be aware?
I don't know. Again, I don't want to comment on specifics. You want to talk about, things that I believe that we have to try to change, that's fine.
Joe, in general, when a team crosses that line into electronics and is caught, do you think a team should be penalized?
That's in baseball's hands, not mine.
There was a counterclaim that you guys use a camera.
Yeah.
Anything to that?
No chance.
Is it angering, though, Joe, that a team would do that you're chasing right here and you're playing, for first place for, and every game is meaningful?
Again, it's something that you have to protect from all teams. The way they do it is one thing, but it's something that you really have to do everything you can to protect it, and whether it's just from word of mouth or running down, people coming down from the stairs or whatever, you have to protect it. And my idea is, let's make it easier, so that we don't have to go through things like this.
Word of mouth would be legal, though, right? If they saw something in the video, somebody could come running out.
I don't think that's what video was meant for.
Joe, you said no chance that you guys would do that. Why do you say no chance that you'd ever do that?
We're being accused of looking over the camera well, I think, and the guy gave signs that Tony Pena could see too. So I'm just saying, No, we're not doing that.
Shouldn't use of multiple signs be able to kind of negate the stealing signs, or is that too
Well,
hard to do all the time?
no, you do use multiple signs.
Running on a second.
But I'm telling you, people figure them out fairly quickly.
I mean, Joe, do you guys use multiple signs when there's nobody on base?
We have certain ballparks, yeah. I mean, that's been going on for years. It's been going on for years too.
If you're in another ballpark more than once and you see their batting average goes way up when there's guys on second base, does that alert you?
Well, I think you look at everything. It could be just home and away splits. Not even with a runner on, you look and so you're going to question. I mean, because every game is so important that you question everything that could this be going on? And you're looking all over the place. I mean, I spend half my time looking all over the place.
You said certain ballparks. Is Fenway one of them?
Oh, I'm not going to comment on that.
When you caught, did you feel like when you had to give multiple signs, did it change the rhythm of the pitcher?
That's not so bad as having to run out to change the signs. So I had a number of places on my body where I could change the signs. But if you watch people long enough, you can figure everything out. I mean, it's not encrypted.
Joe, at this point, should we assume that everybody is doing this? It's just
We assume that everyone's doing it just to protect ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that everyone is doing it, but I think as a team, we assume that everyone tries to do something.
So do you guys try to do something too?
You can assume what you want.
Joe, what does this do to the rivalry now between you two? I know you're not playing.
I don't think it changes it. I don't think it changes it. Again, it's, you have to protect yourself as much as you can.
Joe, the report said that Cash was very involved, and I've been told that personally as well. You must have known about that this was going on.
Well, yes, I was aware of it.
So,
yes.
And did you know that they were trying to videotape it and figure it out, that series in Boston?
Again, I don't really want to go into specifics, but it's something that we've suspected.
So even if they were to adopt any sort of thing like you're talking about, or do something, isn't there always going to be a team trying to get an even further advantage, or trying to figure out and go even further?
Yeah, yes, but, for example, the quarterback gets the play called in. Now, unless someone is really, really good and is on their wavelength, there is no way to, know what the play is. So if the sign is called in, the pitch is called in, unless they're on your wavelength, which I would think you can protect, there's no way they would know.
Shortstop and second baseman.
Involved too, yeah. I mean, you can't tell me guys aren't used to wearing headphones and everything they do.
Does that mean, Joe, you'd have to get rid of the tablets and stuff from the dugout? Would that have to be part of it? Because that just makes...
No, I don't think so, because I don't think from the tablets. The tablets is downloaded video that MLB gives you.
So it's not other stuff that could be connected to other things?
No. I'm sure they could figure that out.
So who would be calling a pitch, say, in that instance? Would it be the catcher still?
Yeah.
And you have to not say it loud enough so the hitter can...
Correct, or something, or you push something on, you got like a little, and you push something, I don't know.
Well, more and more it could come from the bench then.
It could.
Catcher, pitcher, and anything.
But the only thing I don't like about that, the changing of the signs could, but calling a pitch, there's a feel back there as a catcher that he has better than anyone else, because he's right there and he sees where a pitch is exactly located. We can't tell. So that, I would never want to really call pitches from the bench.
Joe, is Hedler okay?
Yeah, just a day for him. I like the way that Matt swung the bat, trying to keep Matt involved, and you look at Matt the first half, it was really, really good. So I think Head's played 6 or 7 days in a row. Head will be back in there tomorrow, and I might do something else.
Like Didi and Starlin both had solid games yesterday. When you look at their production as a whole this season, how do you think they stack up against other middle infielders in the league?
They've been really good, and Starlin's probably missed, I don't know, 6 weeks, maybe even more. And Didi's missed a month, so when you look at their production, considering the amount of games they've played, it's been really good.
Do you feel like they've reached their ceiling, or do you think they both still have room to grow?
No, I think they both can continue to get better.
Joe, they talked to you about the Tampa series?
I have just heard that it might be in jeopardy, and I think, anyone who looks at the path would assume that it might be in jeopardy. But as far as what we would do, I have no idea. I mean, I've heard people say it might be moved, which would make sense if the hurricane is going through the state. But have I caught wind of what we might be doing? No.
I'm trying to think scheduler-wise. Do they later, are they scheduled to come see you guys?
Yes.
So are you in a position now where you have to start the same 3 outfielders every day? Would you start somebody else?
Well, with a scheduled day off, I think I'm okay. I would think that we would get Frazier back, sometime maybe next week. And then things can change a little bit against some lefties. You can change it a little bit.
You mentioned Torres and Wade yesterday as guys that could possibly fill in. Would you use Tyler Austin in that role as well?
You could. You could use him as well. But he's played mostly first, in the last couple of years.
What's new with Frazier, if anything?
He starts games tomorrow.
Joe, I know your hands are tied a little bit with the 40-man, but when the suspensions are over with, do you think that might change what you're able to do with the outfield?
I really don't know. It's things that we continue to talk about. I think because we have a scheduled day off, it helps out and it allows us to do what we're doing, but it's something we might need to look into.
Joe, have you heard anything about Romine? If there's anything, there's any resolution there?
Nope.
Any idea what you're doing with your rotation moving forward? Will it be Montgomery?
Not exactly.
How about the game tomorrow? Are you concerned about that one getting rained?
Yeah. And I guess there's rain sometime coming between 5:30 and 7. It's supposed to last for a couple hours.
Tomorrow.
Tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Yes.
And it's okay.
But I think they believe that one will get in. It's just not sure what time will start. Tonight.
Joe, Judge was like the first rookie in 60 years to draw 100 walks. I mean, how would you evaluate what he's done this year in terms of the ups and downs he's gone through?
I think he's had a really good year. When you put his numbers, and if you were to say, let's take a look at his numbers, he's walked 100 times, he's scored 100 run, there's a really good chance that he's going to get to 100 RBIs, you would have signed up for that. I think because his numbers were off the charts the first half, that people kind of got, but I mean, as I said, he continues to get on base. He continues to do a lot of good things, and he started to swing the bat better.